Educators in Zimbabwe say the new heritage-based curriculum is facing teething problems not so long into its phased implementation. While the government says it is committed to seeing it through, teacher representatives argue that the education system is not yet ready. ZTN Prime correspondent caught up with both sides, and this is what they had to share.
Introduced to promote national identity and cultural knowledge, Zimbabwe's heritage-based curriculum is still finding its footing. Teachers across the country are raising concerns about how the new approach is being rolled out. Zimbabwe Teachers Association Chief Executive Officer Dr. Sfiso Ndlovu said while it's a well-intentioned curriculum, the pace of implementation is ahead of the preparation.
And then as we roll out the heritage-based curriculum, what are we going to be doing to fund the rollout and mobilizing partnerships that will support the rollout of this curriculum? And what workshops should we do to empower the educators to understand?
With the new curriculum now active in both urban and rural schools, unions say teachers are often left to improvise.
The heritage-based curriculum, where we are saying, while it is welcome, while we welcome it with all our hands, we are saying it has come at a time when the education fraternity was not prepared enough for it. So there is need by the responsible ministries to ensure that the people are taught, to ensure that the stakeholders, the major stakeholders who are the teachers, the implementers, are taken through.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education admits that the process needs time.
Some still have a little bit of challenges, but we are very hopeful that by the end of this coming term, everybody will have all hands on deck and we'll all be on the same page. But let us give it time. Remember, this curriculum is going to run up through to 2030.
To ensure its implementation, training sessions have begun in some areas, but educators say they are sporadic and not widespread enough to make an impact.
So one of the issues is the pressure and the pressure dynamics within the workplaces, where particularly with the curriculum, the heritage-based curriculum, it has brought in a lot of pressure. We are seeing a lot of workloads amongst our teachers. And that coupled with low remunerations and poor salaries, poor working conditions, obviously it affects the teachers in terms of their mental health.
Despite the early challenges, some schools are embracing the curriculum's emphasis on indigenous knowledge and local content. Government says the success of the new curriculum needs all stakeholder approach with teachers at the forefront.
And for us to implement the heritage-based curriculum, it means the teachers should have an appreciation of digital literacy. They should also be able to do research and innovation through the establishment of computer laboratories in our schools, through innovation hubs. Here where we have started building innovation hubs in primary and secondary schools.
While the heritage-based curriculum is still in its early stages, it's clear that its success will depend on more than just policy. Teachers on the front line are calling for meaningful investment in training. Andile Chuma for ZTN Prime in Bulawayo.
So an interesting fact, Titch, that I heard being mentioned was that, okay, you've got the teachers have a lot more workload, obviously, because they have to familiarize themselves with this curriculum. But because of a lack of remuneration and payments, it's becoming a little bit of an issue. They're saying that
they're big stubborn. They're big stubborn. No, but I think they also have a responsibility as educators. You know, I think in any sector, whether you're in education, whether you're in broadcasting, whatever, I think if you're frustrated with your remuneration or the benefits or working conditions, it's important to lay out those frustrations, but I don't think it's fair, especially to then sabotage
the whole plan.
The whole plan. So I think there needs to be engagement if they're not happy around their remuneration, not punishing the kids in terms of. I still maintain, you know, it's about upskilling our teachers, and maybe that's where some resources need to be directed to say, all right, as an education ministry, what structures and systems have we put in place to make sure that its implementation is going on well and it's adopted? You know, because so there are certain things and ideas that look good on paper, but we expect teething issues sometimes, but not resistance is not going to get us anywhere.
Yeah, and that's true. It just brings us back a few steps.